Guys, welcome back to the channel. So obviously, as we know, I do a lot of RC car stuff and all different, you know, land-based stuff, but lately I've been getting into sort of boats and things like that, and I have got a boat here that needs a complete build. So check this out. It's called a Club 500, and they do certain races, and there's certain specifications and rules and regulations that we've got to abide by with these boats, and I've never done any of that stuff. So I've got a build sheet here. These boats are made from a small company in the UK, Club 500 Slipway, and it's in Wolverhampton. And these guys basically make these kits. They vacuum form all of the components that you need, and you can buy it as a whole entire kit. Hopefully I'll put a link in the description of where it is that I got this from. But to me, this is complete in the wilderness of willy wilds of nowhere in regards to building, because I've never built anything like this. I haven't got a clue what the hell I'm doing, and I'm hoping that I can make sense of all of the build information that we've got to do on this. They do, I think it's three different styles of this boat, and the one that we've actually got here, this is made of PETG, and this is going to be clear. So this is going to be completely clear. So I've got to be, not only is this my first boat that I've got to make, but I've got to make no errors at all. So yeah, the old fingers are coming out again. Yeah, we're crossing our fingers, and we're going to hope that this comes out really well. When you buy the kit, it does come with, like I said before, all of the vacuum formed components here. And inside, here we go, look, we've got, as this is the Ghost version, it's called the Ghost because it's clear, so it's like a ghost. So there's my window decals and stuff. This is a bit of foam, as you can see there, foam tape, and that will go hopefully around the hull. We have got in here, I believe that goes basically here. And we will be mounting our ESC, our servo, and our receiver onto this thing here. This bit here is the rudder support. This bit here, once again, I've got to cut that out, and that's the battery tray. See inside there, I've got to drill this piece here out. This is my prop shaft and such gubbins in there, and a few other bits and bobs. Then we've got our motor. So it does come with a motor, this kit, and your motor coupling as well. It comes with all of that stuff. So this is like a fake motor that will sit on the back of the boat. It will sit in there when it's all cut up and look like a giant, I don't know, giant V8, I suppose. It also comes with a rudder assembly as well, so that's good to know. And you see the motor tray there. And once again, I've got to cut all of these bits out, and I have not got a clue how I'm going to be doing this. So yeah, this will be great fun. According to the old book of wisdom, there's certain things that I'm going to have to cut. So it's got to be approximately 30mm at the back to 8mm at the front, from here to there. So I've got to cut all of this stuff out. Oh my goodness me. It all gets fitted inside, something like that. Hopefully it should make sense as I'm building it, I guess. But like I said, I've never done this stuff before. That's the diagram of the motor and ESC and whatnot assembly. So yeah, I mean, it does. Oh goodness me, look at all of this. Look at all of this. Club 500 rules, assembly rules. And then we've also got rules revised edition. Okay. And this is for, it says Southend Model Powerboat Club. But yes, anyway, there's, oh my goodness me, there's a hell of a lot of reading to be doing. But yes, there's nothing online so far I've found to give me any help with building these. So if you're building one of these, perhaps you're going to build along. But the first step that I've got to do is draw out all of the lines that I need to do, and then get cutting this thing out. So I'm going to spend a bit of time working out the exact heights that I need to be cutting this stuff to, and see how we go. So let's crack on. Right, I spent ages trying to get this line correct, and I think I've done it both on the top and the bottom on the hull itself. So I'm going to get cutting this, and I have been thinking, what do I cut it with? It does state that you can use the old scissors and that, but I'm going to go for this bad boy. So this was my Tekpo rotary tool, and I've attached it onto this so it's a bit easier. And I think I'm going to use this, be honest with you. This makes more sense to try and cut it with than scissors. Plus I don't want it breaking, so I'm going to go very gingerly with this. But yes, once again, I ain't got a clue. Let's give it a go. Right, so we have gone ahead and cut out all of the bits. I've cut pretty much every single thing, as you can see. I've cut it all out. The only one thing I haven't done yet is the wing for the back, but that can wait for now. I have gone ahead and block sanded everything as well. Now, this might look like a rough edge, but it's actually just the coating that's on the outside. Everything else has been block sanded. I've also gone ahead and drilled an 8mm hole there for the rudder. And I've drilled out the 8mm hole for the prop shaft as well. So that's that all done now, hopefully. The lid goes on, that's good. This angle here was quite tricky to get, but I did find peeling it back helped quite a bit. I cut along the window edge, I think, first, and then just dropped it straight down and then cut along. And then when it was, I filed it, and not filed it, when I sanded it even, I removed that little bit of the cover there and basically drew it on with a Sharpie. So now that fits very nicely indeed. Look at that, beautiful. So top's done, that's done. I've done the motor mount as well. It didn't really show you any guide on how to do that, but yeah, I guess that's roughly correct. That's done. We've got there, that's the battery tray done. Got the servo, ESC, and what's the other thing that goes on there? Receiver, that's the one. That's done. So yeah, I think it's almost time now to start gluing. Right. I have not got a clue what glue to use. It does tell me, actually, I'm saying I've not got a clue. I do have a clue because it bloody well tells you in the thingy what glue you've got to use. But I'm going to try a different glue because I've got it here. And do you know something? I can't see why it won't work. This being a clear, completely clear boat, I want it to look really nice, you know. So I don't want all sort of resiny or two-part epoxy stuff going everywhere. And I'm going to try this stuff. So this is Gorilla Glue Clear. It reckons it works on glass, ceramic, metal, stone, wood and more. I have had a little go on this stuff and it did sort of hold. So, I mean, you could pull the parts apart, but it did hold, you know. So I'm going to give it a go with that. Worst case scenario is it won't work and I will have to just peel all the bits off and glue it properly. But yeah, for now, I'm going to give it a go at Gorilla Glue. So I think what I need to do first of all is get all of my motor plate and all of this stuff mounted inside. And then, yeah, I'm not really got a clue. Let's just carry on following the instructions, I suppose. Hey. Right, guys, so as you can see, the old prop's on there, which means the prop shaft has been mounted in the boat, and the rudder's on as well. That's also been mounted. I've gone ahead, I've raced ahead. Like I said, I've mounted this. I've mounted the motor. That's stuck in place there now. Made these little hooks that you've got to make for your rubber bands that have got to go up and over. I've got some 3M sticky tape on there at the minute holding that in place. This has been done as well, the universal joint there, and on the shaft as well for the motor I did add a flat spot so it's got somewhere nice to locate that grub screw on. So that's that done. The battery tray, I'm leaving that out at the moment, all nice and loose, so it is that I can adjust it to wherever it is that suits the batteries that I'm going to be using, because, you know, I gather centre of gravity is going to play some games in this boat building process. Like I said, we've also done over here, we've done the rudder mount, so that's all done and glued in place there, so that's all ready to go. So next step, I guess, really, is going to be doing all the electrics. So I've got to start choosing and thinking what I'm going to be doing for that, and obviously I've already gone ahead and done that, haven't I? So what I want to be doing is, from the motor, that's got to come down to an ESC. I did manage to get hold of an ESC. I wasn't going to use it for this boat, but I'm going to have to, because it's the only ESC that I've got. This is a 70 amp brushed ESC. Now this one I got off of Amazon, and apparently it does Bluetooth stuff. So you can adjust your parameters on your phone via an app and change stuff. But most of that's not going to be used on this, because this is just full beans go, really, isn't it? It's not going to need, say for example, hill descent, braking and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a waste using this, but you know something, it's a waterproof ESC, so yeah, let's throw it in there. It wasn't very much money. Hopefully I'll put a link in the description once again to where I got this from. I believe it was Amazon, but yes, I'll do a link to that. So yes, we'll have an ESC thrown in there, and then we're also gonna need a servo. That's what we're gonna need. Yes. I've got one of these. So this is an e-tronic, so $21.99 this was. A 6-volt, 8.2 kilogram, 0.11 second servo. So this servo is a low profile servo as well. If you don't know what a low profile servo is, I'll quickly show you. So as you can see, it's very, very, very short. One thing that I did kind of forget to do, it says on the build sheet that this should be mounted there, I think it is, something like that. But I don't like the fact that it's going to be running just one arm if I do that, and it's going to be going backwards and forwards, and if you go back a certain amount, it's going to get wedged. I don't know, I just don't think that that's going to do very good there. So what I want to do is I'm going to mount it hopefully there, with 2 rods coming off of that, going onto 2 rods going onto that, so then it will have a lot more torquey steer. Hopefully that's not going to impede on any of the rules, but to me it kind of makes sense really for it to be in the middle. So yeah, that's going to be there. The ESC will probably be this side, say for example, and then the receiver will be over this side. What receiver am I going to use? Now for this one, I've got a different controller, but boom, look at this. This is a Flysky FS-G7P. I've not even got this one out of the box yet, so perhaps I'll try and do a quick unboxing review video at some stage. But yes, this one is a 7-channel RX-TX combo. It's got, I think it's 7 channels on the actual receiver, but it can do more, possibly. I'm not 100% sure yet. Like I say, this is brand new. I've not even opened the box yet. This one, once again, it's a bit of a waste for this boat as such, because all I need is go and steer. So this is a bit of a waste, but I don't know, I can always change it out afterwards if I want to. But for now, I'm going to whack one of these in it. It's got quite a nice range as well on this one. So then that's that. Servo, ESC, receiver. We're also going to need batteries as well. Look, boom, we've got some batteries over here. We have got some. They have to be a NIM battery for these boats. So this is a 3600 7.2. But yes, we have got one of them, and that's hopefully going to be whacking on in there like that. So that'll be there. Check that out. Right, so that's roughly how it's going to look, I reckon. Something like that. Everything seems to be good there. Next step will be some soldering. So I've got to extend these 2 cables here all the way up to the motor. So I've got some cables somewhere for that. We have also got to, on these 2, these go to the battery. And this does have the old Tamiya style connector. I don't like them. I'm going to be changing that out for a set of the XT60s, and these ones are the ones with the little cap that goes on the end as well. So first job, I reckon, is going to be, let's sort this battery out. Oh, I've got to cut off a brand new battery, eh? I don't know. Sort that out, extend them, whack them on there, plug everything in, and get the servo centered, and then build the arms that are going to come off the servo. Also contemplate, do I cut this in or not? We'll see. But yes, I'm going to crack on with that, and I will be back in 2. Right, check it out. Look, we've done all of the wiring now, so all the cables are in place. Everything is connected and working. I've done the rudder assembly job things, whatever they're called, the push and pull rods there. I did end up sinking the servo into the actual base bit there. The battery, I've put a strap, I've given it a strap on. So yeah, put a hole through each side of the battery box. Next job I've got to do is glue the battery tray in place. I've decided I'm going to just say sod it and just have a go gluing it, because when the top goes on, I ain't going to have a hope in hell of trying to glue this thing. So yeah, basically glue that in place. What else have we done? We've also added over here on the top bit, we've added these weird little stick bits there and there, and that's going to hold, as you can see, that holds the top in place. So we've done that. So realistically, the only last couple of bits that we've got to do now, we've done all of this, done the holes on there. We've got to add the spoiler onto the back of the boat. That's job 1. Like I said before, we've got to do this battery tray, that's job 2. And then finally, last but not least, we've got to stick this top onto this. So that's going to be, yeah, this is currently, believe it or not, it's now 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm still going on this thing. So yeah, I've been taking my time with it. I want to do it properly. It's my first boat, like I said. Let's do the proper job. So I've added all the grease to the prop shaft and the rudder assembly as well. So fingers crossed for me, guys, this thing won't just sink. The Gorilla Glue seems to be holding pretty damn well so far. Nothing's moved since putting it in. So that's all good. I've bound the receiver to the controller. So that's done. Everything on the programming side is done. I've also had a go with the ESC. I've connected it to my phone because it is a Bluetooth ESC. I've connected it to my phone and I've upped the power of the servo from 5 volts to 6 volts, because I know that this servo can take 6 volts. I know that this thing here can take way more than 6 volts anyway. I think that could take up to like 9 volts or something like that. So we're good there. I've done that. I also had to change in the actual ESC. I changed the direction of the motor because it was actually running backwards despite getting positive to positive, negative to negative. For some reason it still wanted to run backwards. Now I could do it in that, but I thought, you know something, whilst I've got the ability to actually change the settings on the ESC, let's do that. So I did it, and you know something, it was pretty easy. This little ESC seems to be pretty darn good, and there's quite a fair few settings that you can go in and change. Like I said before, you can do drag brake, heel hold, lots of different things as well. You do the punch settings as well, so depending on how you want the motor to initially spool up, you can do all of that with this. So it's very much wasted in this boat, because this boat's just going to be go and stop, isn't it? Or go and reverse, let's face it. I ain't going to have no stop. Brakes don't tend to work on water, do they? So anyway, I'm going to crack on again, guys. Now I've updated you with everything that we've been doing. I'm going to crack on, get all these bits glued, and then eventually we can peel off the outside layer still, because I'm still keeping this on until the last moment. And then I can peel it off and admire my amazing gluing skills, I suppose. Oh, another thing we've got to do as well, don't forget, we've got to add that foam tape as well around the rim. And then it's done. That is the very, very last thing, but I ain't doing that tonight. So yeah, main things tonight, get everything in position that needs to be glued. Get it glued, let it go off overnight. Awesome stuff. Right, speak to you probably tomorrow. Right, guys, so I've been busy gluing everything, and there it is. No, that's not it, that's the picture. But yes, the grand reveal, I guess. I've finished everything. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. Look at this bad boy. So the Club 500 Ghost is complete. Everything that's in it you can see, which is really cool. I like that factor. You can tell what's gone wrong if anything does go wrong. It all appears to have been glued quite well. The Gorilla Glue is holding up. Top's on, decals are on, my foam bit's on. Only one final thing we've got to do is put a bit of what's it called, Velcro on the top there, so they can add a number thing for races. But apart from that, everything is done and everything is complete. What I want to do now is try and get this, throw it in the water just to see how it sort of floats. I guess I'm not going to be racing this around in my tiny little pond at the minute, but yeah, I just want to see how it floats. So to the water. Right, guys, so we have got the boat. We've come all the way over to Brentwood. This is Brentwood Model Boat Club's pond. We've come here on a day where there's no one else here, so I can try this thing out, see if it works, and then hopefully next time you see this thing going, I'll be in a race somewhere somehow with some people. But up until then, I just want to see if this thing goes. So let's get this thing in the water. Brilliant stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and it's been a bit of an insight to how to do some boating stuff. I don't know, like I said, it's all fresh to me. I've never done boats before. And you came with me, so thank you very much for watching this video. Very much appreciated. And if you've not done it already, please like and subscribe. And don't forget, hopefully I'll put a link in description for all of the parts that I used. Brilliant, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.